Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to give you an update on the condition of the Firebird, my 1991, and here's what I've done so far. Well, first of all, my buddy let me borrow his power probe, and that's this thing right here. And this has made a lot of the testing that I've done with the car a lot easier, and I'll show you real quick how this thing works. So you hook it up to the positive and negative on the battery, and this thing fires up. And this metal probe on the end, that's going to tell me if I'm getting a positive or a negative charge. Now the reason this has been valuable to me is I can determine if my motor is grounded properly. So check this out. If I touch it to here, green means negative. Now if it were red, it would mean I'm getting a positive charge. So if I just basically go around the motor, it's all showing me negative. So what I also did was, using my multimeter, I did determine that I'm getting about just over 14 volts coming out of my brand new alternator. I also determined that the starter is wired up correctly and the battery's just fine. So really, honestly, everything right now is kosher, with the exception of my fan. I may have mentioned this on the podcast before, but the owner before me had wired up a manual override switch. I have since, you guys can see the yellow wire tip there. That was some of the work that he did. I ripped all of the stuff out that he did. Honestly, it looked a little bit janky. I didn't entirely understand how he did it, so we're kind of basically starting from scratch. That's where he tapped in on the wire. So I tested the fan out by running the motor up to about just over 200 degrees. Now that should have kicked the fan on, and it didn't. So my immediate thought was check the relays, and the relays are over here. This gray one's for the fan, this black one's for the fuel pump. Now I figured the relay was bad, so I popped out the relay for the fan here. It's the same exact one that goes on the fuel pump, and here's what it looks like. And I took the fuel pump one because I know that works, and I put it on the fan thinking, sure, yeah, it'll kick on, and it also didn't. And then I tested the fan relay, that's this one here. Again, exactly the same. And I took the fan relay and put that on the fuel pump, and then the fuel pump didn't work. So not only do I have a bad relay, but there's something else going on that is not kicking the fan on. Now, back to the power probe, another really powerful thing I can do with this is actually send a positive current to my fan just to test and make sure that it works. And I've done that, and the fan works fine. So that's really where I'm at right now. This is just a quick update. This whole fan situation is probably what led to me overheating a few weeks ago. So I'll try to post another video in the future of how exactly I figure this out. Because again, I've said it before, electrical stuff just isn't exactly my forte, but I am learning. And cool. Another update coming in the future.